Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Cannot for the life of me remember what day it is. Let me know if the music's too loud. It looks a wee bit loud here, but I never really know what you're in, so do let me know, and let me know if you can hear me okay. I might put it down a bit for me because it's a bit loud. Oh, that's a bit quiet. That's better. Hello Dinah Doll, how are you today? Happy Tuesday, now that I've remembered what day it actually is. Hello Jennifer, how are you? I hope we're all having a good Tuesday. Can you hear me okay? I think I've got my mic sorted, but I think it's just the music, whether or not you can actually hear it. Not bad. Does that mean it's too loud or too quiet? Might as well get it right now, and then, and then we're okay. Music and mic are good here. Good. Happy Sunday to everybody in the chat. Oh, you're not. Right, so music and mic are good, and we're all not bad or good. Good. I've just remembered I've not got water, so I'm just gonna grab one quickly. Don't need to be dehydrated. So, good. Water ready. I'll get that in before I start. Hello Sasaro, that's a good name. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. So today the plan is to make a bit of a tapas feast. I'm not gonna lie, I'm winging it a wee bit today. The Padron Peppers are really straightforward, so that's absolutely fine. The Chorizo is going to be pretty straightforward. I've not quite decided how I want to do it, but it should be fairly straightforward. The Paella, or Paella, I have made maybe 3 or 4 times before, but it's been a while. I made one in, when was that, May, for my birthday. It wasn't the nicest. I have made it a lot nicer than that, so I quite fancy trying it again, but using just vegan ingredients, because before I think I put kind of a mixture of things in. So it's going to be all vegan today. I can't 100% remember how I made it, but I'll do a bit of Googling and I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we'll figure something out. Plus, if anyone has any tips, let me know. I'm always willing for tips. Very good. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, thank you very much. I do quite like my apron. Although the only thing is, it's not the cleverest idea to get a black apron when you've got 2 cats. So every time I go to put it on, it's all fluffy, which is lovely. But if you have pets, you'll understand the struggle. Right, so I think the first one, have any other one? Aprons, no, not yet. This is literally the only one I have. So far. I might get some more done, but it's a case of I have to keep washing this in between. But I wasn't sure how the colours, I don't know if you can really see it, but I wasn't sure how the colours would come out. I'm just going to clip myself in a wee bit because it doesn't sit properly. Yes, I didn't know how the colours of like the logo would come out, so I thought I'll order one and I'll see how it is, and then maybe order a couple more. But I thought it fitted quite nicely with my whole kind of background here, and with the logo, of course. Just pinning myself in, there we go. Okay, so I think the first idea is I'm going to start with the paella, or paella. I think that's how you're supposed to say a double L in Spanish. In the paella, I'm going to do some onions, garlic, some green beans, some artichokes, and then I'm going to see what else I have in the fridge and see if there's anything else that kind of goes. And I've just realised I probably should have done this before the stream, But I'm going to get my paella pan out. And try not knock everything out while I'm at it. So I've got a couple of paella pans. I've got a big one and this is a little one. So I'm just going to do a little one today because it's kind of tapas. I don't need to do a huge one. So this, I think we actually brought this back from Tenerife, if I remember correctly. I think so, because I think my mum got one in Aldi or Lidl one year. But I'm pretty sure we brought back a set from Tenerife. I don't think it was very expensive, it was just quite difficult trying to fit it in our suitcase because that's the small one and there's one that's quite a bit bigger. So I would say that would do maybe 2 main size portions and then maybe like 4, oh that's quite big portions, yeah, 4 tapas size portions. Just gonna give it a quick wipe out because I've not used it for a while. Oh, and get a towel. Hope you can't hear that, but I don't know, my shoes are squeaking about on the floor. It's quite annoying. Right. And yeah, so the main reason really that I wanted to do a vegan paella is because I have stocked up on artichoke hearts, which sounds like a very strange thing to want to stock up on, but I am absolutely obsessed with them. I'll show you what they're like. They're quite difficult to get here, and they're normally really expensive, but Lidl, one of our supermarkets here, they do a Spanish week. I think it's maybe it's just once a year. At the most, I think maybe twice a year. And they bring out these tins of artichoke hearts and they're so good. So anytime I'm able to get them, I stock up. I'll show you so that's what the tin looks like. So it looks pretty authentic, I would say, because it's all in Spanish. And that's what they look like. So they look really odd. So I'll show you them when I start chopping them up, but that's what they look like. And I don't even really know how I could explain what they taste like, because they're not really like anything else. I would just say if you get the chance to try them, please do, because they are really, really nice. So yeah, so making a vegan paella because it gives me an excuse to put these on, because they're really nice on it. And then I'm going to do the green bean. In fact, I'll do the onion first. So yes, as I mentioned, I am winging it slightly. I have not looked out a recipe for this one because I don't think I tend to use a recipe. I think I normally just do kind of go by what I think. So we're just going to go with it. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So kind of your base is a pretty kind of standard base. You want to start with your garlic and onion. And I'm going to fry that off in, actually I'm wondering, because I would normally fry it off in a little bit of paprika. But I also have, these things here. So if you're ever in Spain or Tenerife or whatever, and you see these, so it's like paella herb seasoning with saffron. So obviously saffron's really expensive, but this has just got enough in it, and it just comes in little pouches. So you use 1 per 600 grams of rice, so you don't need a lot. So that's quite a big portion then, for 6 people apparently. If only I could speak Spanish, because it literally tells me how to make paella on the back of that. I can maybe figure it out. So I'm wondering whether to fry the onion and garlic in this and then add the rice, or to fry the onion, garlic, and a little bit of just paprika, and then add this to the stock. I'm not sure. I'll chop first and have a think while I'm chopping. Try and remember how I've done it before. So I'm just going to sort out my garlic and onion first of all. And if you have had paella in the chat, what's your favourite kind? Do you like it with meat or with seafood or just with veg? I think I like a bit of a mix. I really like the chorizo in it, and I also really like well, artichokes obviously, and some like mussels and squid and things. So I quite like a bit of everything. But I do, for a wee change, I really enjoy this vegan one, because I think with the sort of the seasonings in it and the saffron and the paprika, it still tastes really, really good, even though there's not, like, you've not got the chorizo for the strong flavour in. It's still a really, really nice dish. Plus with some lemon juice over the top, oh, lovely. And then a glass of sangria. That's a good dinner. This has got the most awkward skin on it. There we go. So I've got, oh, I've not peeled this one. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm using 1 large and 1 small clove of garlic. And then I've got a decent sized onion, so a medium onion. So I'm going to press them in a minute. I'll chop up my onion while I decide what I'm doing with my hair. I wonder if I can try and decipher it. Right, I think this wants me to fry off everything first, add the rice, and then add this and the stock. So I think I'll do that. Oh, I don't know whether I'm getting a wee cold or if I've just got a really itchy nose. But there's something not quite right there. And it's definitely now too late in the day for hay fever. That's not a thing that I know of anyway. I hope not. Casey, how are you today? That took me too long to figure out what that word was meant to be. The Spaniard. Spaniard. That's quite hard to do in Sean Connery. See, it's going to come to a stage where I'm going to have a Sean Connery button as well. How are you today, Casey? Are you having a good Tuesday? Yes. We should do like a competition, see who can do the most Sean Connery impression. Oh yes, I'm good, thank you. It's raining again, which is slightly depressing, but nice and cool today. Gonna get started on cleaning dishes before. Oh, what are you making? What time do you start? Will you still be on when I finish? Oh, yeah, it's definitely, that's it. It's coming into autumn or fall, isn't it? It's definitely changing, which is why I'm trying to keep a bit of the sunshine and make some Spanish food. Pretend like we're on holiday. I'll be on 4 hours or so. Yes, then you will still be on. I think 4 hours has been my maximum so far. And I don't think I should be on for as long as that today anyway. I love the rain. Casey, if you lived in Scotland, I'm sure you'd have a very different opinion. You can love the rain to a point, but when it's every day. Did you watch Skyfall yet? You need to get that on your list. You must. And yes, what are you cooking? Or what are you doing in your stream? Are you cooking? I'm assuming you're cooking. Really? 60 to 70% of the year? I wouldn't have thought it was as much as that. I honestly couldn't tell you about Scotland, but I would say, yeah, at least that, if not a bit more. Because it does just seem to rain literally constantly here. Gravius Mink, how are you today? Happy Tuesday, nice to see you. Oh, Dover sole with oh, yum. That sounds amazing. Oh, I hope I get to catch some of that then, but maybe tomorrow. Did you catch the Dover sole yourself? I'm assuming not then. Foster Stephen, I'm assuming, is that Stephen Foster then? Hello, and thank you very much for your follow. That is much appreciated. Welcome. You've not had Dover sole before? Right, hang on. Is Dover sole in any way related to lemon sole? Or am I just being a bit thick? Because I've definitely had lemon sole. I feel like I have had Dover sole. Expensive. Nice. It's on sale. Ooh. You should definitely try it then. That sounds really nice. Plus, you cannot go wrong with mash. Mash is always a winner. So I figured I'd grab some. Yes, that's a good call. Buster Stephen, what's paella? So it is, actually I can show you. That's paella. Oh, so it's basically like it's a rice dish that's normally, well, you can get it with either seafood, meat or veggies, and it's cooked in sort of like paprika and saffron, and there's like onions, and it's just a really, really tasty traditional Spanish rice dish. And you normally get it in a big paella pan. So I've got a little pan, and it comes like that, and it's got two wee handles. And it's quite often, it's like a sharing dish. So you normally make a big one, and then everybody just takes a bit out of it. And it's so good. And then you put a little bit of lemon over the top, some parsley, if I've got parsley, I'm not sure. Yeah, and it's so, so nice. So I'm going to do a vegan one, and I'm going to cover it in artichoke hearts, which are just a wee vegetable. I'm not really sure how to describe that, to be honest, but they're really, really nice. But it's mashed potatoes, yes. A good creamy garlic mash, yum. That was a Scottish thing. No, that's tatties then. Tatties are Scottish potatoes. Not made paella in decades. What are you doing, Casey? Paella is where it's at. I made it for my birthday this year because I thought my birthday's in May, and I thought that if I made paella, that would make me feel like I was on holiday, because obviously it was all lockdown here, and I thought that'll be nice, I'll feel like I'm on holiday, some sangria, that'll be great. But no, it didn't really work. It rained all day, and then I made the paella and it wasn't very nice. I'm not sure what I did, but I did something wrong. So it wasn't my best, so it was all just a bit of a disappointment. So I thought, I'll try again today. I'll take my time. I now know where I went wrong, I think, with the other one that I made, so we'll try again. Because I have made it before and it's been nice, so it is doable. I just need to get it right. Howdy. Or do we have another American on our mists? Is that the right word? Missouri. Nice. So how far away is Missouri from Texas? My knowledge of places is not the best. Quite far. So is that quite a long drive then? Or could you drive? Would that be a flight? The size of America baffles me, just because obviously the UK is tiny in comparison, and it's just like a wee island. A few days worth. That is, I find that mind-boggling, because you couldn't physically spend days driving anywhere here. I think it's from here to London, it's maybe 8 hours. I think if you were to go from one end of the country to the other, you'd be maybe 12 hours, something like that. Oh, yum. A country club. So was that like the fancy ones where you would like take it off the bone and stuff? So you take it off the bone at the table and serve it? I don't think you do, Casey. Because it's quite a bit smaller, but I appreciate it. Right, so I put a little bit of oil in my pan. I would normally just use vegetable oil, but I've only got olive oil at the moment, so I'm just going to use that. And then we're going to add in our onion and garlic. Nice. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, see, I quite fancy fish now. I don't have any though, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to go and grab my wee bag. And did you make any other fun things there, Mink, when you were working? Was there anything else that you did tableside? I always think that's so stressful. I used to work in a restaurant as well, and we used to, well, when I was a waitress there, we used to just uncork bottles of wine at the table, and that always stressed me out because I was like, I don't like having an audience. What if I can't do it, or what if something goes wrong? And then you would just feel silly. But cooking Dover sole tableside's a whole other ball game. I think oh no, it's in there. I thought I'd managed to get rid of a bit of garlic. That was silly. I miss working in a restaurant. See, no, I worked in a kitchen for a while. I was a commie chef for a while, and then I was just a waitress for a while, which I think I probably enjoyed more because it was slightly less pressure. I did enjoy the kitchen, but it was full on. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. And where I worked, it was a tiny, tiny kitchen, and there were, I think, maybe 5 or 6 chefs in the kitchen. So everyone was falling over each other trying to get anything cooked, and it was a mess. So yeah, I wouldn't say I miss it. I much prefer being in my own kitchen. I hate to be able to, yeah, exactly. And you feel like you cannot make a mistake, and you have to be really cool and natural and know what you're doing, and far too much pressure. Hi, Party Squads! How are you today? Oh, no worries. Nice to see you. I hope you're good. Hope you're having a good Tuesday, now that I figured out what day it is. What's not to love with a football ticket? Oh, that's that noise. Casey, the noise of that printer just going, that could give me nightmares. Oh no! You caught your skirt on fire. That is not ideal. I hope everything was okay and that nobody got burnt. Mr. Staff discount on a bartender. Right, but I'm sorry, when I worked in a restaurant, we never got steak, ever. Like, that was not an option. I think we got soup or a salad or some pasta, but never ever steak. We just get given what we were given, and we're thankful for it. And Hojerific, hello! Happy Tuesday. How are you today? Nice to see you. Doing good, but tired AF. I know the feeling. I think that's a kind of an autumn feel, like once the weather starts to kind of get a bit cooler, you just feel tired all the time. Good morning, good morning. Ooh, bitter, right, I don't understand the concept of bitter melon soup. Is it a savoury soup? Is it a sweet soup? Is it a bitter soup? It loves. I don't think I've ever tried it. Can you see that well enough? It does sound like someone's playing Mario Brothers. I need to actually go through the music and pick some music that I like, because at the moment it's just a random playlist and some of the songs are very odd. I'm intrigued by this bitter melon soup though. I don't think I've ever seen bitter melon here. Does it look like a melon? Or is it something completely different? Yeah, so the soup part sounds nice. The bitter melon part sounds awful. No, I'm intrigued. If I can watch it. Cylindrical and bumpy, it sounds delicious. Green and bitter. Again, you're selling it well. I'm not getting any heat to this. But yeah, I'll definitely have a nosy at that once you know when you're making it. You have you do indeed. As long as you've got away in the kitchen, then that's absolutely fine, Casey. We'll let you off. And you've got away with words when you're doing your Sean Connery, so it's all is good. Right, I think what I'm gonna do is no problem at all, Casey. Enjoy your cleaning, enjoy your stream, and I will come and say hello when we finish up here. Definitely, because I'm excited to see what you make. See, I don't like it though, that's No, there must be better music on there. Some of it's quite good, some of it's a bit random, so at some point I will go through and pick out the good songs. Thanks, Casey. Have a good stream, you too. And I'll see you later. A lot of my family loves me. So is that like is that a common thing where you are? And is it, so it is just like a fruit? I'm really struggling to picture to imagine what this is. So I just need to watch. Sneak our turn. I'll just have to watch Casey's stream to figure out. You are a mashing tool. Casey doesn't work with Sean Connery, sorry. Thanks. Although that sounded a wee bit American more, I think I'm going to work at it. It's a vegetable. Oh, right, hold on. Is this the one that you posted in my Discord? I was thinking it had a different name. I think it is, isn't it? Where's my phone? Let me see. Or it was posted in my Discord because we were talking about it. I think. Yes. Yes, that's what it, because it's that, isn't it? That one. How am I? There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Oh, that's weird. I did start at. I think I went live. Excuse me. I went live at 4, and then was actually here about 5 past. So that's weird. I'll have a wee look and see if it's something here. But yeah, normally I try to be here at 4. Normally I try to at least have pressed the button by 4 at the latest, and then it'll maybe take me a couple of minutes just to kind of get organised. So normally at 4 o'clock I should be here, apart from on Sunday when I start at 2, but that may be a bit earlier for you then. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Cheers. I'm quite sad that I realised I don't actually have any sangria for today, but I'll just have to do sangria another day. Okay. Right, so what's their next step? Yeah, I mean, that's it. You should really try everything once. It doesn't look overly appetizing, and we're not selling it well, but I'd be intrigued to see how this soup goes. So is this something that Casey's made before that he's going to make for you to prove that bitter melon can be nice? Oh, nice. That's good. That's what we like to hear. So does that mean you're starting on the gym already, or is that a bit early for that? Right, what's next? I'm definitely winging this a bit too much today. Oh, thank you very much, the girl who bakes, for your follow. That is much appreciated. Oh, hang on. One thing I forgot to do. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. That should work better now. Oh dear, that's a shame. Is that of your own accord, or have they made you because they've snuck it in places? I really wish I could try it. I'm going to see if I can find it somewhere. We could do like a wee taste test on the stream. Right. Okay, so this is for 6 people, right? So just in case you weren't here at the beginning, we're making paella. I don't have a recipe. I'm winging it. It might go horribly wrong. It might be okay. I have these little sachets that I got in Tenerife some time ago, which are a lifesaver. I'm going to have a quick Google in a minute and see if these are available anywhere. So they just come in little sachets, and they have a recipe for paella on the back, but it's in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Well, I know like the odd word, so I am trying to decipher this. So I reckon I'm going to measure out my rice to see how much rice I'm going to do, because I think then obviously it'll depend on exactly. It's just paella inspired. Google Translate. I could, but by the time I type it all out, I'm like, I'll figure it out. So I think it's 600 grams of rice, 150 grams of, oh, that works. Thank you for that. I forgot about that. And then how does this work? Do I just go onto Google Translate and put the picture on? Or do I need an app? So I think, I would reckon I want about enough for 4 people, but this serves 6. But I'm gonna see it. We'll do the rice first, and then I'll figure out the translation so that I can see how much of everything I want. So it says 600 grams, so I'm going to put out 300 just to see how much rice that looks, because obviously it's quite a small pan that I'm using. Yeah, that's going to be enough. So I'm going to do 300 grams, so I'm going to half the recipe. Let me Google it. Translate with photo. Ah, I do have that app somewhere. Translate. Yeah, it looks like you need an app. Oh no, wait, hold on. Because I already have the... Oh, oh dear. What a Oh, it's because I just realized, it's like it's kind of half working, but not fully. But it's because I was translating from German to English, and it's quite clearly, wow. Okay, that's the best thing I think I've ever seen. I need to show you this. You've probably all seen this, and I'm getting too excited over nothing. But this is fantastic. I'm just gonna put this one on. I'm gonna show you. I'll do this way, and then right. So here we have our packet. Can you read that? Is this gonna work? Can you see that? It's literally translated the whole thing. I don't know if you can see any of that, but I am amazed. It really is. Thank you for that, girl who bakes. That is just the Translate app. So it's just Google Translate, and then when you go to enter text, at the bottom it says camera, and then you just aim it. Ah, and I did not know that. The brand of this stuff is called Farmer in English. That's interesting. Right, so we've got 600 grams of rice, 150 grams of garlic, 150 grams of broad beans, 4 artichokes, 150 grams of smoked squid, 2 tomatoes, did not know about the tomatoes, paprika, saffron, fish broth. Right, add half done, add the grated tomatoes. Right, good. So I think we're definitely closer. Turn that down a wee bit while we're sitting. Ethan, how are you today? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're well. I now need my beans. And the artichokes are going in a bit later. And a couple of tomatoes. Right. So Ethan is all over the place. I've got stuff everywhere now that I've kind of decided what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to add the beans first of all. It says broad beans. They're not broad beans, I don't think, but I think they'll be quite nice in it anyway. So I'll give them a quick wash and I'll chop them up a wee bit. Oh, or I'll drop them on the floor. Oh. Okay. Right. So Ethan, since you've the pandemic party, I find myself doing that as well sometimes. I think as well, you feel like you've got company when you're on Twitch, so it's quite nice to be like, oh, friends. Why are you going up again? So I'm just topping and tailing these. Yeah, so if you've just joined us, Ethan, we're making some Spanish tapas type food without much of a plan. So it's all a bit random, a wee bit kind of winging it style, but it's also a bit of teamwork, which I'm enjoying. So it's all good. Yeah, it is nice. It's good to have other people to chat to and then other people to help me make my dinner, which is quite nice. I'm trying to think, what are broad beans? Are they the big chunky ones? I think they are, aren't they? I've never seen broad beans in tapas though. I'm trying to think what beans these are. Are these runner beans? You would think you would know. Snap, sugar snap. Oh, they're peas though, aren't they? Oh dear. Right, so nearly topped and tailed all of these. That one looks a bit sad. I think I'm gonna half them, just so they're not quite as big, because then they're quite difficult to eat if they're huge. And then once we've chopped these up, these are going to go into the pan with the onions and garlic. And then I think I'll make up my... So I'm just obviously going to use veg stock. The recipe, as we've now found out, says to use fish stock. And I'm sure you could probably use chicken stock if you were doing a meat one. But because this is a vegan one, obviously we'll just use veg stock. I'm tempted actually, because quite often you would put chorizo in paella, I am thinking I might put a little bit of smoked paprika in with the veg, just to give it that kind of smoky sausage taste. So I think we'll do that. And then we'll add the beans in. Plus you want a nice colour. Obviously we'll get a bit of colour from the seasoning pack, but you want as much colour as you can get with it. And then a load of beans. And then it says grated tomatoes. That seems weird to me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop them up into like little chunks. I don't know whether it's a translation error or if it is actually grated tomatoes, but yeah, that sounds a bit strange to me, so I'm just going to chop. But if we've got any Spaniards in the chat and that is how you want to do it, let me know and I can grate them. Ooh, that smells nice now. Yeah, I think that was good to add a little bit of smoked paprika, because it is really nice with the chorizo. Okay. And then I'm just going to finely chop the tomatoes. You can't see me now. Hello! Over here. I definitely need to remember and sharpen my knives next time, because they're definitely getting a wee bit blunt. And what is everyone up to tonight? Has anyone got any nice Tuesday evening plans? Nice dinner planned? Anything nice at all that I can live vicariously through you. Although I'm looking forward to my paella. But apart from that, there's not much happening. Okay. I'm just kind of chopping these up. I could show you, but I'm not sure what's more exciting. I might actually only use one tomato. I've washed two, but that seems like quite a lot. Because I wasn't actually aware that you put tomato in paella. And I feel like this must be quite an authentic recipe if it's on the back of the authentic paella seasoning. So I'm gonna go with it. Oh, chicken chili, nice. So is that like a beef chili but with chicken? That sounds like a really stupid question. I hope you know what I mean. And then you do all like the toppings and stuff with it. Oh, I'm actually making chili tomorrow. And so I'm going to make a fake, well not even fake, like a veggie chili with loads of beans. Excuse me. A bean chili, that's the word. With cornbread, which I feel like is a southern thing? But I keep seeing it in pictures and I'm like, that sounds interesting. Plus, it's quite often gluten-free, obviously, because it's like cornmeal that you use. So I'm going to give that a bash to have along with the chili. Chili and cornbread is a US Southern thing. I thought it was. So is that something that you've made, Etern, or is that something you eat? Are you in the South? No. I'm gonna have to do a map with all of you and like figure out where you actually all live. Because it doesn't mean much to me. I'm hopeless with geography. A white sauce with white beans and corn. Ooh, that sounds good though. And is it a little bit spicy then? Not red, right. That makes sense. That probably works a bit better. I once made a turkey chili. I just did it like a regular chili with turkey mince and it was rotten. It was awful. It just went kind of watery and tasteless. I'm not sure. I think I must have done something wrong because I'm sure I've seen turkey mince being used like that before. But I feel like the kind of white meats, like turkey and chicken, yeah, the creamier one sounds nicer. Okay, let's have a wee see. Yes, I know, I'm in Southern California. Oh, of course. So it's kind of southern. Yeah. So it's not really like, it's not like what we would think of as being sort of southern in America. West Coast like. I like it. You're your own separate people. That's cool though. So does that mean that you've got really nice weather all the time? Am I going to be really jealous? Ah, okay. I think here, if we think of chili, it's very much just the kind of, is that the traditional? The kind of the red one with like kidney beans and, I mean, some people would put like chickpeas and stuff in. And then we'd always have it with, I think we would normally have it with rice, guacamole, some grated cheese, some sour cream, that kind of idea. So that's similar to what I'm going to do tomorrow. But obviously I'm going to serve it with cornbread rather, and I'm going to do a homemade guacamole because I absolutely love guacamole. It's usually nice when I've been here so long. Yeah, no, that's not okay to complain about. I mean, that's a good day for us here. that's been most of our summer, I would say, this year. It was weird, we had a really early summer, so it was warm. I think the nicest weather was at the end of April, beginning of May, which I find is really confusing because like you enjoy the weather then, but you still think, well, it's not summer yet, so I don't have to fully appreciate it as summer. And then summer comes and you don't actually get any good weather, so you're like, oh, okay, so that was our summer, but I took it for granted. I didn't properly enjoy it. So that's very much what's happened this year. But there's always next year, I suppose. At least we don't get too much snow. That's not a big thing that we get a lot of here, which I'm grateful for, because I find snow, I mean, it's nice to look at, but it's not very practical. Between 0 and 110. Oh my god. That's quite a big difference. That is really quite a big difference. Hopefully not like within a few days. Hopefully that is very much sort of winter and summer. Yeah, Fahrenheit. It would have to be Fahrenheit. 110 degrees. You would melt. You'd literally, or you'd burst into flames probably. I'll take 15 degrees in the sun. 35's hot. Yeah, that might be a bit much for me. And with my hair and my skin, not a good combination. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Where is it you're from, the girl who bakes? Are you also over that way? Okay, I'm just kind of playing about with that until I figure out what it is I'm actually doing now. So I'm going to put this up a wee bit, and then I'm going to add the peppers. That's the wrong one. I'm going to add the peppers, and I'm going to stick the kettle on to make some stock. You live in a desert? That's mad. See, to me that just sounds like something from a film. Well, see, you live in a desert that gets bad snow. That's mad. I wouldn't have thought that was possible, but that's probably just me being a bit, what's that? Not very worldly. Thank you, Jennifer. Cheers. Middle of US. I'm gonna get a map out next time. Yes, I would say I'm probably, not far off the middle of Scotland. But there's like, Scotland's not that wide or tall, so. I did put you up a bit, did I not? Right, to this I'm now gonna add my rice. I don't think I need to wash it or anything. No. Just gonna add it as it is. And give it a stir around. I think that was quite a good amount actually for that. I would love to go to Scotland. Oh, for goodness sake. Well, you'll just all have to come. Oh, thank you. Oh, forget, how do I say that? Vegetablack. That's quite difficult to say. Thank you very much for your follow. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to have you here. Well, once we're allowed, we should just have a nice party in Scotland, and I can show you all the nice places. Is that your that there? Yeah, that's feeling light. Yes, exactly. Next best thing, and then once we're allowed, you'll just all have to come here, and then we can all see Scotland together. Of course, yes. Grievous Mink, you can all stay here, no problem at all. As long as you help tidying up my kitchen when I'm finished with my streams, then that's absolutely fine. You like the walking streams? It was funny, I had actually seen one, and it was Party Squads. If Party Squads is still here, I think he might be lurking. He did a walk around Amsterdam. I think it was Amsterdam. And I thought, that's really, really cool. I liked the idea of that. And I thought, I wonder if anyone would be interested in seeing a bit of Scotland. So I've had some problems with my back the past couple of weeks. So I've not been able to actually do any walking or anything like that. But I'm thinking that when I'm back properly walking again, would it be interesting if I did a bit of like a kind of Scotland walking tour trip kind of, stream? Or, yeah, just a bit of kind of sightseeing in Scotland. Would that be interesting? And then I feel like it's almost like, if you were watching it, it's kind of a bit like a wee holiday, because you're getting to see stuff, but you're not actually obviously able to go anywhere. So yeah, if that would be of interest, I might do a wee bit of that as well, because I think that'd be quite interesting, and I'd quite enjoy watching that as well. Oh, that's good. The girl who bakes. That's good to know. So I will definitely have a wee think about that. Because I do love my cooking, so I wouldn't like do it instead of the cooking. It would probably be as well as. Oh, that sachet was for double the amount. Oh well, it's just going to be a very tasty paella. And I don't know if you can see that already, but can you see how like almost yellow the rice has gone? And that's from the saffron. So I think I'm going to have to do this in 2 lots, because I've only put in half of the amount of stock, but I can't physically get any more in my pan. So I think I'm going to wait until some of it soaks up and then put some more in. So what were the rest of the instructions on this? Extra tasty, all the flavour, exactly. That's what we want. And I think that was maybe where I went wrong with it the last time I made it. I don't think I had enough. It didn't really have enough flavour. It was a bit kind of watery almost, so hopefully this will be nice then. Then add the broth. Oh right, okay, because I thought you were supposed to cover it, because that's what I tend to do if I make it. But that doesn't actually say that you do, so at least this way I can see what it's doing. And then once we've got rid of some of this water, I can add a bit more. So that's looking quite nice already, I would say. Right, I'm going to get a few bits out of the road. And I've just remembered that I forgot to get the fake sausages out of the freezer. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with them. I don't need that, so I'm going to go and grab them. I would imagine I could defrost them in the microwave though, because they are just vegetables. And then, find my peppers, wherever they are. There we go. So if you've not seen Padron Peppers before, they look like that. Can you see them? So they just look like these little peppers. And they are so nice. So normally you just fry them in some sea salt, and they go all almost like kind of blistered and soft, and oh, they're delicious. about get to dinner time. We've still got almost an hour, but they are both sitting in the living room because it's too wet outside. So they'll be here quite soon, I would imagine. Especially when I'm in the kitchen. When they wake up, they'll be like, "Oh, does that mean we're getting fed?" Yeah. So these are. I think these are Spanish rather than just, because we get them in Tenerife. I don't think it is like a Tenerife thing. I think it is a Spanish thing. And there used to be, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but there used to be a kind of a myth about them, that if you ordered a portion of them in a restaurant, there would always be one that was a really hot one. I don't think I've ever had a hot one, and I eat a lot of these when I'm on holiday. So I don't know whether that was maybe something they used to do and they don't do anymore. I'm not sure. Or if it was just one of these daft things that someone started and the stories just kind of expand and now everybody says it. But I never found that. But it's kind of one of my go-to tapas dishes because it's gluten-free. And I know that it's gluten-free because it's literally just peppers and salt and maybe a little bit of oil. Oh, look at this already. So it's starting to take up quite a lot of the stock already. I'm glad I didn't do any more than that because I think my pan's going to be struggling. Oh, and I've just realised that was silly. I'm really doing well today. So I put water in, but not actually any stock. Right. Should we try that again? I'm just going to crumble it in and we'll be able to kind of mix it through. Yeah, that'll be fine. Because I did wonder, I thought, oh, do I need to put salt in? Oh no, I don't need to put salt in because it's got the stock cube in. But only if you put the stock cube in it. It definitely has got thicker, hasn't it? Because I think the rice soaks up the liquid quite quickly. Right, so that's enough for what we've got so far. It's definitely got bigger and chunkier. And apparently, according to my Spanish translation, this should only take about 15 to 20 minutes to absorb all the water. I thought it would have taken longer. But we will see. I mean, obviously it's got a wee bit to go yet. It's quite... Oh, there's a cat. Right, quick. Oh, try and not knock everything over. Can you see him? Hello. He's wondering what this camera is. He's not impressed. So that's the first cat after his dinner. Boy. That was quick. It is quick, isn't it? I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as quick as that. I'm just concerned as to how I'm going to fit more stock in here. Right, we'll measure it out. He's always the first in line, always. Because ideally he would spend all day, every day outside. Did I put in as much as that the last time? That looks like a lot more. Yeah, ideally he would spend his life outside. So he's like, as soon as he hears anyone in the kitchen, he's like, can you feed me so I can go back outside, please? That seems like a lot more water. Did I put that much water in the last time? Like a full jug? Or I think I've mismeasured. Oh no. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll use this one. Maybe I should have used my big pan. Right, I'm just going to make up enough, well, this time enough of the veg stock and add it a bit at a time and see how much I can get in my pan without it overflowing. Yeah, I definitely could have done with using the bigger pan. Oh, I'm not supposed to stir it, am I? Oh, I'm doing well. Right, hold on. I'm just going to try and put a bit more in this and then I'll leave it. I'm too impatient for these things. Put it down a bit so that it's hopefully not going to burn to the bottom. Right, hold on. No, I'm getting tips from all different places. So apparently there had possibly been English instructions on the box, but there's not. So at least I didn't miss that. So that's good. And I forgot to put wine in. So it wasn't on. No, it wasn't on here. But I like adding wine to things. I think I'm too late now though. And don't stir it because I want a crispy bottom. So right, I think I'm just gonna leave it now. I'm not gonna do any more to it because I'm just making a mess. Yeah, so I would say ideally if you were gonna make this, make it slightly differently. So when you cook once the onions and garlic they've gone a wee bit see-through, I would then add a bit of wine, maybe just like a glass or half a glass, just to get that kind of nice winey flavour. Kind of boil that off almost and then add everything else. But you live and learn. So the thing is, the one I made before this was rotten. This one will be good. The next one will just be even better. That's how you have to look at it. Okay, so what else do I need? I need that. Right, and so I'm going to leave that doing what it's doing. For the fried chorizo, I am thinking, so I got some of these. So it's Linda McCartney, which we really, really like her stuff. I'm not sure if you can get these everywhere. I don't know, has anyone seen these in the US? Because I'd be interested to know. Hi, Magic Cookie, how are you today? It's not too bad so far, thank you. How was yours? Are you having a good Tuesday so far? Yes, I'd be interested to hear if anyone else is able to get these or any of the Linda McCartney stuff, because if you're looking for sort of vegetarian substitutes, I would say her stuff's really, really nice. You need to watch, so obviously if you're gluten-free, some of them are gluten-free and some of them are not. These ones are, which is good. So that red pepper and chorizo sausages, and they look a bit weird. But what I'm thinking is, so there's one dish that I really, really like that we get at the, not seen them, well if you do see them, keep an eye out for them, and if you do see them, you should try them because they are really, really nice. Interesting, they do look interesting, yes. It's a recipe, and then I just pull sausages out the recipe. I can imagine, like, excuse me, what now? No, it's a box of sausages. That's funny though. I can just imagine, like, where did you get that sausage? Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, no, it's a box of sausages, so much less exciting. Although that would be an intense recipe book if it's a whole book on how to make some sausages. Maybe there's a gap in the market for a sausage recipe book. Yeah, so they look like this. They're a bit strange looking. I forgot to defrost them, so I'm hoping if I just leave them there for long enough, they'll be fine. Yeah, so one dish that I really like, in like if we go to Spanish restaurants or when we're over in Spain, is they do like a fried chorizo. They also do one in red wine, but I don't know how they do that one. So I'll maybe research that another time. But this one, I'm just gonna slice into like thin slices, so kind of diagonally, like that down the sausages, and fry them in a bit of oil, a bit of paprika, a bit of smoked paprika, and just try and get like a crispy edge on them, and try and get them kind of as smoky as possible, because that's quite often how you would get it in Spain. So that's theory. I'm not sure how it'll work, because they're a lot more crumbly than like a normal chorizo. But I thought it'd be interesting to try, because I think that could be really, really nice if it works. And then obviously we'll do our Padron peppers and our artichokes. I think I will chop up the artichokes and pop them in a bowl just so that they're ready. And then I can have a look at starting the other bits and pieces. So is anyone else an artichoke fan, or is it just me? Because I would say I'm almost obsessed. Like, it's almost unhealthy. We went to Lanzarote last year, to like an all-inclusive place for the first time, and it was absolutely amazing. Oh no! You can't stand them, but they're so good. Yeah, so we went to this all-inclusive place, and every night for dinner they would have every lunch and dinner they'd have a huge buffet. And because for me, being gluten-free, it's quite awkward, but they always had a really big like salad section. So they had like lentils and beans and artichokes, and then all the little bits and pieces of salad. And I think that was when I fell in love, and I've been obsessed ever since. I do love artichokes, but I don't know how to cook the fresh ones. Yes. On a pizza, yes. That is the best. And see if you do like a 4-cheese pizza with some blue cheese as well, and then the tinned artichokes just sliced up on top. So good, so good. But I've never made them fresh either. Actually, I don't think they're very easy to get here, like the fresh ones. And I always feel like it's a bit of a waste, because there's so little of it that you can actually eat, I think. That you always see them chopping away so much of the outside, and then they're left with a little bit in the middle. That's probably why the tins are so expensive. Yeah, magic cookie. If you ever get the chance to, either get them on a pizza or put them on a pizza, because it's so good. I would say that's probably my favourite pizza now. Yeah, so this is what they look like. I'm going to squeeze the water out. So they do look quite odd. I mean, they look a wee bit like maybe a little wizard with a hat on. Does that look like it? Yeah. Maybe something from Harry Potter. And it's got like kind of layers in the middle. So yeah, it's a bit odd, but I think they are delicious. I'm not as keen on the ones in the jar, like the ones that are soaked in oil, just because I find them a bit too oily. So I prefer these ones. These are definitely my favourites. And I could just eat them whole, like as a snack. And I quite often do. Right, so I'm just kind of quartering them, and then these will go on top of the paella when it's finished. It's soaked up a bit more liquid, so I might be able to put a bit more of the stock in, because I think we're still needing a wee bit more. I'll do one more, and then that should do us for the artichokes. And then while I'm here, I might actually just chop up the lemon as well. And then we've got everything that we're going to put on, apart from the parsley. I have to first see if I actually have any. Oh, thirsty work. Okay. But yeah, no, I actually have absolutely no idea how you would cook or how you would prepare the proper ones, like the fresh ones. I don't even know if you just kind of boil them or if you'd fry them. I suppose you could probably do whatever you like with them. But they always just look a bit daunting because they're quite scary looking things, I think. But yeah, I just remember because we only get them, so they are hard to get here, and there's one supermarket that do them maybe once or twice a year. So this time when they came out, I actually got a phone call from one of my friends. She was so excited and she said, they've got the artichokes in, I'm in the shop, do you want some? And I was so excited, and then I went out to the shop separately and bought some as well, and I thought, this is ridiculous. This is what 2020 has come to. Getting excited over tinned artichokes. But it's the little things. It's definitely the little things. Switch over to this one and then I can show you. Look, can you see? I think you can actually see how much thicker that's got already. So it's definitely getting there. I'm going to try and put a bit more in because all the stock is actually still in the jar, the jug rather. What do we reckon? Can I get all of this in? It's a bit tight, but I suppose if I don't need to stir it. Oh, I'm nervous. We're literally at the top now. Oh, why is it going so mad? Hold on, calm down. Calm down, calm down. I suppose we probably do want it to bubble a wee bit to get rid of some of the liquid. I'm just worried that it burns at the bottom. Right, let's leave it at that. Just, that's ridiculous. I don't know if you can see how full that is, but that is ridiculous. Lemon, that was the next thing. That lemon looks a wee bit sad. I think I've got one in here. So yeah, it's I would say it's definitely looking better already than the one from the last one that I did. So far, I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm just going to chop up some lemon bits to put on top because I actually don't think you can physically have a paella without lemon. Oh, even just the smell of lemon, so good. I'm trying to think how this will look nice. Yeah. And I'll stick them in my wee bowl so that when we're ready to plate, I've got everything ready. Well, the music's a bit better now. It's not like weird computer games. Lemon is quite the magical fruit. I think it is. I really like lemon. You can do so much with it. And even just like, I'm not a big fan of drinking water, which I know is really bad. But I think even just putting some lemon in it, it just makes it drinkable. Now, this one looks really quite sad, but we'll cut it open and see. I think it's actually gone bad. I'm not convinced. Nah. I've got enough there, so that'll be fine. We don't want to make I don't know if you can make yourself ill from a lemon, but better safe than sorry. Oh, that's the only problem with a lemon though. It discovers undiscovered cuts. Oh, that's painful. Just get a tiny, tiny wee nick on my finger, and I've obviously just got a bit of lemon in it. It's stingy. Oh, yep, that would do it. But yeah, feel like a lemon loaf cake or lemon cupcakes or something. Oh, so tasty. In fact, I'll do 4 of these, and then the other 2 I'll put back in the freezer. Because 6 of those seems a wee bit excessive. Are you also a big fan, Eaterin? And do you like lemon cake? I know that sometimes can be a bit of a dividing one. That a lot of people be like, oh, I cannot stand cake with lemon, but I absolutely love it. Like a good lemon drizzle or something. That's delicious. Yeah, it's so good. I think I would be inclined to agree with you, because it just, I'm trying to think if there's anything that it's not good with. Lemon cake. Lemon curd. I love lemon curd. I actually made one myself recently, so it was actually really easy and so good. Lemonade. I would really like to make my own lemonade one time. It's something I've never ever made before, and normally the lemonade from the supermarkets I can't drink because it's full of sweeteners. Like, it's really hard to find a lemonade that's not got sweeteners in it here. So I would like to try and make my own, which I've never actually tried to do. So that will be something I'll try. Yes, lemon with olive oil. Oh, yum. Surprised to eat. So was I, because I always thought it would be really complicated, because it seems like a complicated one, but it's actually really, really quite straightforward. Although I made it and I kind of misjudged the amounts because I wasn't really sure how much it would actually make. So I found this recipe and I think I had about 4 like big jars of this stuff. I thought, I can't eat that much lemon curd. So I think a few people get given jars of lemon curd. I actually made one with rhubarb as well, which was nice but not quite. Oh, I'm quite happy with it. Titchywitch, that's a good name. Thank you very much for your follow. Happy Tuesday. Nice to have you here. Hope you're well. Yes, I made rhubarb curd, which it was nice. It wasn't as nice as lemon curd, because I think the whole point of the lemon curd is it's nice because it's like really tangy. And the rhubarb wasn't quite as tangy. The taste wasn't as strong, and the colour was a bit strange. It went a kind of almost a kind of light brown colour. So although it was fine, it wasn't a patch on lemon curd. So yeah, I'll definitely stick to lemon curd in future. I'd quite like to try lime curd as well, because I think that would be nice. I'm going to have a quick nosy at the paella. It's coming along. I'm going to put the temperature up a tiny bit. And then I think we could make our Padron peppers first, because I'm hoping that these will defrost a bit more. I think I'm quite happy with that. Thank you very much, Mary Fisher, for your follow. It's lovely to have you here. I hope you're good. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Yes, so I'm going to leave those to defrost a wee bit more here, just so I can slice through them, and that should be okay, because it's just veg anyway, so it's not like it's meat that it's going to make us ill if it's not properly defrosted. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the peppers. So I think I just need my wee pan. How many peppers have we got? Are they going to fit in here? Yes. So, and then to that I want some olive oil. And these are quite literally the easiest things in the world to make, but they are so good. I don't know how easy it is to get hold of the peppers. I've found them in a few different places recently, so I think they're becoming easier to get, and I was actually able, well-ish, able to grow some last year. So I ordered some from Amazon just because I thought I really like them. It would be amazing if I could grow them in my own garden, and then I could make Padron peppers all summer long, because who doesn't want that? Got them. I thought they're Spanish. It's a Spanish pepper. Oh, thank you very much, Mary Fisher. Are you a fan of Spanish food? I definitely am. Yes, I thought it's probably not going to work, because they're used to like Spanish climates, and I'm in Scotland and that's not the same. But I thought I'd give it a bash. I think the packet of seeds was like £1, so not a lot of money at all. So I thought I'd give it a go, see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, amazing. And they weren't quite as impressive as these ones, but I definitely got maybe a couple that were about that size. So I thought, for the first time, I'll take that. I didn't do anything with them this year, purely because my veg garden, we don't talk about that this year, because it was a disaster. But I think I'll try again next year, because it has potential, and I think it could work quite well. Maybe I just have to keep them in the greenhouse for a bit longer. It's all a learning process, and I do enjoy it. I find it really relaxing doing stuff like that. Right, so let's... Oh, that pan's quite hot now. I'm concerned this is going to splash. Yep. See, I'm learning not to get splashed, because this has happened a few times on my streams now. I'm literally just waiting for it to calm down. Actually, I think I might take a little bit of the oil out. I think I've maybe put too much in. So I'll just soak up. I'm not sure what difference that's going to make, but because it should splash a wee bit, but I mean, it shouldn't cause pain. Stand at a distance and just fire them. Can you see that? That one was like vibrating around the end of the pan. It makes me nervous, because the last time this happened, I ended up with, I can't even, what was I was making? Oh, it was the katsu curry. So I'd made the sauce. Yeah, I'd made the sauce and I was making the tofu in the second pan, and I got some of the condensation from the lid of the sauce in the saucepan, and it was like an explosion. So I'm learning. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so it turns out I have no sea salt. I don't think. Hold on, I'm gonna have another look in the cupboard. I thought I could have got the sea salt out of my little, what's this called? Mill? Is that a salt mill? But I don't have any. So it might just be regular salt. Would that be really weird if I picked the salt out of another herb mix? Ugh. Because that is just salt, isn't it? Right. Yes, and that's what you want. Can you see that? So on some of them, they're going a little bit kind of blistered almost. So that's exactly what we want from them. And if you can see, I've got this salt mixture. And ideally for this, you want like rock salt. So I'm going to pick out some of the salt from this herb mix, because it's not going to be the same if it's just like, not granulated salt, but like table salt, is that what it's called? Hydrate, thank you. Cheers, girls who bake salt. Oh, I could do that before I start picking out my salt. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. And I should have checked before I started. But who doesn't have salt? So I never even thought to question it. I could just put some of this mix in it, but it's a peri-peri one, and I'm not sure that's particularly authentic. Not in Spain anyway, so. And we don't need a lot. Plus, the lucky thing is, a lot of the salt is just sitting at the top. So oh dear, the things you end up doing when you're cooking. But that's why I like to show that not everything is perfect. Sometimes you have to sit and pick salt out of your seasoning mix. Right, I'm getting bored already. Is that going to be enough? I think that's enough. I think that'll do. Right, how are these doing? I think they need to be put up a little bit again. But hopefully you can see them. I think I would have put the heat up a wee bit, but I put too much oil in. So it was all going a bit mad. So we'll try it at this and see how we go. And that's, yeah, so like that one. Can you see that? How it's kind of blistered and gone a bit kind of brown. That's what we want, so that they all kind of soften and blister a wee bit like that, and then they're nice and soft to eat. And how is this doing? It's getting there. Put it up a tiny bit as well, just to try and get a bit more heat through it. Okay. I'm glad I found that seasoning mix, because that would have annoyed me. Literally get everything else apart from the salt that I need. Oh, thank you, Mink. Cheers. Oh, that's good water. So that's bubbling a wee bit now. I think that's what it needed to help kind of soak up some more of the water or the liquid, because it was kind of, it stopped kind of doing anything at all. This is too small a pan to be doing this in. Right, I'm gonna get a wee bowl out for these, because I don't feel like you actually have to really serve these hot. How many have we got? I need a bigger one than that then. That one too big? Yeah. And it's ridiculous. I'm a big fan of tapas. I don't make it all that often, but the amount of tapas dishes I have, you think I had a problem. Oh, the paella's going for it now. I don't know whether to turn it down. I'm just really concerned that it's going to burn at the bottom. Oh no, that's okay actually. So we can leave that. So this is the dish. Where are you? This is the dish I'm going to use for the peppers. So I think that looks quite nice. And there we go. It's all coming together now. Yeah, and as I said before, like now, we used to really struggle to get these peppers, and it had to be, I mean, you could only really get them on like the special Spanish weeks where I would get my artichokes as well. But I've found that you can actually get these, not in all supermarkets all the time, but I would say maybe at least in 2 or 3, pretty much all the time. The char, yes, they are starting to get there. And then obviously if you like them a bit more crunchy, you can do them for a bit less time. But I do like them quite soft. So you can kind of see how they're a bit more squishy now. So we'll leave them for a bit longer, and then we'll take them out and put our salt on it. And then I'll start doing the little sausages. How are they doing? They're getting there. I think I might be able to chop them soon. Let me see. Oh, something smells nice though. I think it must be the paella. It's smelling good. Yeah, I think that's what we want now. I knew it would happen eventually. They're coming along quite nicely. So I think what I'll do now is I'll chop up the little sausages. Hopefully. Let's see if they'll actually chop. Ah, there we go. Right. So as you can see, like the consistency is quite different to chorizo, because obviously chorizo is like kind of cured and it's more like a kind of salami rather than a sausage. But we're going to try and make these more similar more similar to the chorizo and get them nice and crispy, hopefully. I know I don't like going shopping every day. I think as well, especially at the moment, I try and go to the shops as little as possible. So what I normally do is I normally plan out my week. So actually, if you go onto my Discord, I normally, at the very latest on a Monday, I would put up what I'm doing for the week. so you're able to see beforehand what I'm actually doing. So far I've not had to change anything like last minute or anything. But yeah, like, and I find it cheaper that way as well, because I can do sort of meals where I think, right, well, I've bought this one thing and I can use it twice. And if I go to the shops, I always end up buying things I don't actually need, because I'll go, oh, that looks nice, or oh, I've not had that in a while, I'll get one of them. So if I did that a few times a week, it would be a disaster. So I'm best just to do it. I mean, sometimes like I'll maybe forget one ingredient, or I'll have one ingredient that's gone off, or we've already used it or something. So I'll maybe just nip out to the corner shop and buy just that one thing again. But no, I normally try to do everything once a week, I would say. Although I think last week I planned out my recipes and did the shopping, and I've managed to do this week from leftovers of what I'd bought last week. So I've not actually been to the shops this week, which is always good. And sometimes it's nice just to use up all the random things that you've got in the cupboard and kind of almost start again. How is it you do your shopping, Grievous Mink? Do you like a meal plan, or do you do quite spontaneous that just depends on what you fancy that day? Because I think that would be quite nice as well. But then I find sometimes if I've not decided, then I kind of go, I have no idea what I want to make. I can't really be bothered trying to think of something, so we'll just get a takeaway. And that's not good. It's good on occasion, but not all the time. Right, I think these are looking good. Let's get this one that I wish was slightly more cooked, but I think that's pretty good. And then yeah, let's stop there. So hold on, I'll scooch that up out of the road, and then I'll get my wee dish here. So there's our first lot. How nice does that look? And I always feel like that looks nice as well, because it's so nice and green and colourful. Oh, in fact, I need that again. And then, during the start of the pandemic, I tried stocking up for a month. Yeah, there's definitely something about being kind of that organised, and I quite like almost a challenge of being like, right, this is what I have in the house. I just have to make something with what I've got, because I'm not going to the shops. For greens, I bought a lot of frozen spinach, yeah. And that's it. I think that you can get away with a lot of different like frozen veg, or I quite like tins of lentils or tins of beans, because you can use that for a load of stuff. So it's definitely doable, and it is quite a nice a bit of a challenge. So I'm definitely with you on that one, Ethan. Are you still continuing that, or have you found that you're not doing it as much, or are you trying to kind of maybe like a week or two at a time? So there's our first. I mean, how good does that look? I think that looks pretty nice. I am pleased with that. And our paella is coming along. And then we've just got our little sausages to do. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do these. Ideally, I think I'll use a bigger pan, yeah, because I want them to be nice and crispy. And I feel like on that pan, there's not enough for them all to be sitting on the bottom. And I want to use the bottom of the pan to get them nice and crispy. Ah, of course. Okay. Yeah, so that's a whole other ball game then. Yeah, and that's it. Storage space is difficult. Like, food for a month can take up a lot of space. That's good that you get a grocery delivery. I love a grocery delivery. It's so handy, and I find that I think I actually save money when I do it that way, because although sometimes you'll pay a little bit extra for the delivery, but because I'm not physically walking about the shop, I'm not going, oh, I'll take that as well, I'll take that as well, oh, I quite fancy that I do stick to exactly what I'm buying. I don't just kind of go off piste too much. So I do enjoy a delivery. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Quite often you will forget something, but I feel like that's easier than having to say, right, I need to find my whole meal for tonight every single night just about. I mean, I know a lot of people do it, but I don't think I could. I wouldn't have the energy to do that every day. Yeah, I do the same. But then you don't always think it through completely, so you've got like a half-finished recipe with all this extra random stuff, and you get home and you go, well, I'll need to now go back to the shop to get the other half of this recipe that I've made up in my head. So you think you're best just to have a plan and stick to it. But I think that it's just food's too nice, so it's too difficult. Like, oh, that, I mean, I would say that's what I spend my money on. I wouldn't say I buy a lot of other stuff. I don't buy a lot of clothes or jewellery or makeup, and it's food. That's what I like to spend my money on. Yeah, I forgot some more things, exactly. And then it's just, you're like, this is just a disaster. I think I should just have written a list and stuck to it. And then even I find sometimes, like, I'll make a list and I'll maybe go, oh, I had planned like maybe a pasta dish. I don't fancy it now. I think, well, I've planned it, just make it and eat it and go on with it. And most of the time I think that was actually quite nice. And I do think it's easier for me if I'm organised like that. Right, how am I going to do this? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the wee sausagey bits into, so I'll switch over, into a bowl, and then add some smoked paprika quite quickly because that's hot now. I should have thought of this earlier. Because chorizo is quite smoky, that's maybe quite a lot, but, and then just kind of stir it about a bit. I don't want to break up the sausage any more than it already kind of is. Is this going to work? Yeah, again, this was an idea that I had in my head. And then thought, I'm sure that'll be fine. We'll give it a go. Possibly should have Googled it first to see if it works, but this is the way you learn, I feel. Right, and now I'm going to put this into here and kind of spread them out. And the plan is that they will go nice and crispy on both sides and vaguely resemble chorizo. Vaguely. Because we've had these before and they were nice, but they weren't, I mean, they just tasted kind of like sausages, so it wasn't quite what we were expecting. But I thought if I add some smoked paprika, that might be enough, and make them really crispy. That might be enough to kind of make them seem more like they are actually bits of chorizo. So I'll leave them in there for a wee minute or two. And can you see the paella is taking on so much of the liquid now? It's looking pretty good. If I can just move some of the liquid into the middle a bit more. That maybe help kind of mix it in a bit more. And then the wee sausages. I just need a wee dish for them as well. Is that going to be too big? Yeah, we'll get another one like the other one. And I'm contemplating overdoing a kind of a little kind of aioli, but I don't really have anything to dip in it, so it seems a bit pointless. I mean, I wouldn't really say you dip the peppers in aioli. Would you dip the sausages in? Probably not. Right, let's see how these are looking. Okay. They definitely need a bit longer. And I think I'm going to put the heat up a little bit because I do want them as crispy as possible. But I think these could be interesting. I'm intrigued. I really wish I had set a timer for the paella. I suppose I can just try the rice and see how it is, because there's not a huge amount of liquid left. Maybe I'll do that now quickly. Oh, it looks nice though. It definitely needs a bit longer. I think it needs more stock. I wish I could remember. Was anyone paying attention at the beginning? When I put the first lot of stock in, it wasn't a full jug, I don't think. I think I only put in 300 grams when I should have put in 500. Oh, that looks better. So I think I need more stock. I just remember looking at it the second time going, this isn't the little line that I used the last time, I don't think. So yes, I think I've only put in, so I think we've got another 200 millilitres of liquid to go in the paella. So I'll do that in a second, because it's definitely still a bit crispy, not crispy, like chewy. But these are actually looking pretty good. This is kind of what I'd imagined. I don't know if they'll taste how I'm imagining, but oh, come on. They look pretty good though. I think I'm going to make a little garlic aioli, because I think these might be quite nice dips in it. Honest to goodness. There we go. That looks quite interesting, doesn't it? Yeah. It looks maybe chorizo-like. Okay, so we need 20 millilitres, no, 200 millilitres, I think. I wish I could remember. I'm going to boil it up again. And it's funny, I think this is where I went wrong the last time, because although I put in a full packet of that seasoning, it's not overly strong. I wonder if you're supposed to put any other herbs in. Yeah. maybe just a wee bit of salt at the end. Now I can't imagine these are going to take long to actually properly be cooked, because they are so wee. I really want to try one. Here's a tiny wee one. I'll be really pleased if this works. They definitely taste a bit smokier. Still don't overly taste like chorizo. Maybe I should have, if I'd sliced them thinner, that might have worked better. But I was worried that if I did them too thin, they would just kind of break up because they're a bit crumblier. So I'll maybe try that next time. But they taste nice. Actually, I think I've got a half open stock cube, so I'm going to put that in as well. Yeah, there's just a wee tiny bit in this one, so I'm going to add that. And then we'll try and fit it in our pan. I'll probably get anyone Spanish like, what are you doing? But to me, it's still very al dente. And I'm pretty sure I put far too little in at the beginning. So let's just leave that to do what it's doing over there for a bit. I think these are done. Yeah, they're not going quite as kind of crispy as I'd hoped. I maybe could have used more oil, but I feel it's a bit late for that now. Everyone in Spain is like, what are you doing? I know, it's bizarre, because I would assume, well, I mean, obviously there's like a traditional way of making it, but it seems to be normal, even in Tenerife, depending on what restaurant you go to, it's completely different. And I remember there was a huge, like, it was pretty much a scandal here, where Jamie Oliver made chorizo for his paella, and I'm sure it was chorizo. And they were like, we don't put chorizo in our paella. What have you done to our national dish? And I thought, I'm sure I've had it like that in Spain. But I think it's just personal preference, and whatever you like in it, you should put in it. I mean, I'm sure there's a traditional way of doing it. This is not traditional, and I don't claim that it's traditional. It's just how I like it. So, but yeah, I think but then there's probably something like that in most countries where the people are quite proud of it and like, don't ruin our dish, please. I'm trying to think if there's a Scottish one here like that. I mean, we're not really known for our cooking. Fish and chips maybe, but even then it's always done quite differently. Haggis, but there's not really specific ways of doing haggis. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, but I would say probably the only kind of controversy with haggis is you can either boil it in a pot for like an hour, or you can put it in the microwave. And I think a lot of people are like, why on earth would you cook it in the microwave? But that's how I do it, and that's how I like it. And it takes 10 minutes instead of an hour. So that's good enough for me. Exactly, it's my kitchen, it's my rules. I might get a sign that says that and put it up somewhere. Like, I will cook how I want to cook. And that's what I think, as long as, like, if you're making it for yourself or you're making it for other people, as long as it's tasty and everyone enjoys it, does it really matter how it got to the way it got to? I mean, you're not going to win any, like, authentic paella competitions, but that's not really for me anyway. I don't know. Do you know, I'm tempted to fry these again. I don't know if that's a rookie error. Oh, I'm tempted. I don't know. It seems like an EU thing. They've all, yes, yeah. So that's it. So you can only buy Parmesan. Parmesan is, I'm sure that's a certain place in Italy, and if it's not from there, it's just hard cheese. Or what's it? Grana Padano is the other one, and I'm assuming that's a place as well. Champagne, yep. Although I don't really understand that, because I feel like there can't be that many different kinds of champagne all from the one area. Don't know. In the UK, yes. The Cornish pasty. Yes, I saw KC make his Cornish pasty and I was very impressed. I thought he did really well, but I had no idea that we had big rules on that as well, until obviously Buff Bagel was on and he was like, no, I have a certificate. I thought, God, that's impressive. No, I had no clue. But they obviously feel very strongly about their Cornish pasties. And I think, I think the only thing I can think of up here is like an Arbroath smoky, which is a smoked fish. But I think then you can only call it an Arbroath smoky if it's from Arbroath. They have Wisconsin cheese stamps. If it's not legally protected. Yeah, I mean, we seem to take things like that very seriously. Or the people who come from these like little towns. But yeah, it's an interesting one, because I didn't realise until fairly recently that, yeah, you can only call champagne champagne if it's from Champagne in France. But yeah, I don't understand how that many different kinds of champagne can all come from the one city. So are they maybe stealing the grapes or something? I'm not sure. Right, I'm gonna make this really unhealthy. I'm double frying, and I don't know, this might go horribly wrong, I'm not sure. But these are not crispy enough for my liking. I mean, they're cooked, but they're still kind of soft. So I'm gonna try again. I don't know if this is gonna work. I have no idea. But I know what I want from them, and we're not there yet. So I'm gonna give them, it doesn't help that this thing seems to be lopsided. So all the oil is kind of sinking to one side. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I need to go and top up. Thank you. Oh, cheers and all that. Extra crispy. That's what I want. I don't know if I'm gonna get there, but that's what I want. I'm gonna open the window because there's quite a lot of steam in here now. I'm just gonna leave them. Be patient. How's this doing? It's soaking up the other stuff. Oh, I can smell burning. Yep. Yep, too hot. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, no, I think that was a bad... well, is that crispy? No, not really. Right, for some reason, they're not really going crispy, they're just kind of burning. So, yeah, that's just burnt. Well, that's sad. We tried, and we failed. Right, now I'm going to take that off, because I'm just going to end up burning them all. I mean, they do look a wee bit crispier. Whew, but yeah, you can smell that in here now. Right, so I'm going to arrange these. I mean, yeah, they have gone extra crispy where I've burnt them. So that's, I mean, that kind of works-ish. So I'll show you them up close. So that's what we're looking at now. I mean, they don't look too bad. I'll try this wee one. It's definitely a bit crispier. A bit closer to what I wanted. Oh, it's hot though. I think that's a bit better. Yeah. Yeah. Still not quite how I'd imagined it, but it's closer than we were before. And I think with these sausages, it's probably the closest we're going to get. So I'll take that. Right, so that's our first two little tapas dishes done. And now we just need to see what the paella is up to. If it is coming along. Okay. Because I had a very quick look at recipes before I came on. Oh, should really change it back over again. And there was one, but it was really kind of liquidy, and I thought, surely you don't want like a sauce with your paella. As far as I was aware, it was not dry, but also not wet. And this one just looked a bit weird, so I thought, no. So I'm hoping this is gonna soak up a bit more of this liquid. I don't think we're too far off now. Feels like it's missing something. I don't know what. I'll leave the stock there just in case, but I don't think I'll need any more now. So that was probably slightly less than what they'd said, I think. But after all that, I'm still not entirely sure how much I actually put in. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do is just do a quick kind of garlic mayo, because after all that, I think that will actually be quite nice with the slices of sausage. So yeah, it's not a particularly healthy feast, but see, for like summer and stuff, I think something like this is really, really nice. And you can make it kind of in bulk. And then if you've got people coming over for a barbecue, or, well, not a barbecue because you wouldn't do any of this on the barbecue, but like a wee summer party or a garden party or something, you can get a big pan of paella out, get the sangria out, and that's a good time. I love how in Spain you can get sangria just in like a carton, and it costs about €2 or something. It's so cheap. And you just add some ice, some chopped up orange, and it's really, really nice. Right, so I'm gonna get my garlic mayo on the go. Was there anything else I wanted to make? Don't think so. Oh, and I wanted to see if I had any parsley. That was the other thing. Oh, that's the cat's back for their dinner. Yeah, wet cat's back for dinner. Okay. Yeah, you're a bit. No, you're a bit. Are you early? No, you're late. I'm late. Oh. Can I get past you, please? You're in my way. No, that's not helpful. Yeah, you take one dinner, please. What, cat's dinner or people dinner? I've now got an audience. He's now sitting. He's just sitting over there, staring at me. Because I think he's realised that if he sits behind me, I'll ignore him. So he's now decided that if he sits right in front of me, then I can't ignore him. Right, now I need a wee dish for the aioli. Aioli. Just put it in here. Take one dinner. Well, I think I have made enough eating, so you're very welcome to it. It might be off by the time it gets to you, but I'll do my best. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. We're gonna make a very quick meal. Did I use the... Yes. So this, as far as I'm aware, aioli is literally just like a garlic mayo. I bought one recently and it was, again, the Spanish week. And it was so strong. It was so garlicky. So I'm going to make it maybe not quite as garlicky as that. But I think as soon as you kind of put fresh garlic into mayo, it's automatically quite strong. I'll just do that much, that'll do. Okay. You're really in my way now. And then you'll just want to use a vegan mayo. I find the Hellmann's one's quite nice if you can get that one. Or what other ones have I tried? Is it Vegenaise? I think that's another one. It's quite nice as well. So there are definitely a few out there. Oh, hang on, if I put you over this way, you can actually see what I'm doing again. Right, so I've just got about that much mayo in a wee bowl. And then I'm going to use... I've got a wee... What's it called? It's not... Because that's a bulb. Clove. A garlic clove. I always at least double the garlic in a recipe. I know there's something just really nice about garlic. I find though sometimes with my IBS I shouldn't have too much garlic because it doesn't agree with me. I'm okay with a little bit, but if I get a bit excessive, then I start to feel a bit unwell. But it's really hard because it's so tasty and it's so easy just to be like, oh, just put a wee bit more in, and it smells so good as well. So yeah, it's tricky. Oh, I don't know. I'll put this one in. Is that gonna be enough? That's quite wee, isn't it? These are all the same size. Right. Oh, I know. I know it, I mean, to be fair, it could be worse. I know of a lot of people who, with their IBS, they actually can't eat garlic or onion at all, because it makes them really, really unwell. It's quite a common thing that it's because it is hard to digest anyway, so if you've got stomach issues, then it makes it even more difficult. So there are a lot of people that just can't tolerate them, and it's difficult to get that flavour if you can't have garlic and onion. Like, there are ways around it, and I used to eat a lot of garlic infused oil, because that way the carbohydrates, it's all very technical, but the carbohydrates in the garlic, they're water soluble but not oil soluble. So the garlic, it's only the garlic flavour that's going into the oil, it's not the garlic itself. So it means if you can't eat garlic, you can still eat the oil, or you can still have the oil, because it's not actually got any garlic in it, it's just got a taste, if that makes sense. Is that people can't eat monocot? What's a monocot? What's a monocot? Is that just me being really silly? I can't think what a monocot is. I could Google it, but... Or is that like peppers and tomatoes and things? Is that the same as that? Right, okay, yeah, that would make sense. And that's quite often you'll find that that they'll probably have IBS then, or some kind of stomach issue. But yeah, it's a really, really common one, because that's the kind of the group of veggies that are one of the hardest to digest, which is a shame, because it's so good. Yeah. I think as well, because there's so many things that in British English and in US English they've got different names for. So I'm like, is this something I should already know? Is it bad that I don't know it? And then a way to get round if you can't eat onions is they recommend to use like spring onions or scallions, which is what you call them, and just use the top green part, because it's not nearly as hard to digest. So you can get a bit of an oniony flavour, but you won't have the pain with it. So there are ways to do it, but it's just a little bit more thinking involved, and not quite as tasty. But if it makes you ill, then I think you're willing to sacrifice it to make sure you don't have an upset tummy. This song, Marina and the Diamonds, no, it seems to be No Place by Skate. Remember that? Yeah, Skate, S-K-A-E. I've got no idea who that is. I've never heard of them. I've heard of Marina and the Diamonds, but not Skate. I don't know. I think I went for the happy playlist today. So it's a bit random. Some songs you hear them and you think, why on earth is that on the happy playlist? But I didn't make it, so I don't know. Right, now we've done everything else, I'm going to see how we're getting on with the paella. And hopefully it's doing what it's told. I mean, I would say that's looking pretty good. It's still maybe slightly liquidy, but it definitely looks better. Yeah. Hey, do you know what I've done? No, I think that'll be quite good. So basically what we've got is, on the top, it's a bit more al dente, but then in the middle it's cooked more, and then hopefully at the bottom will have a bit of a kind of crispy bottom. So I'm going to take that off now. Don't need that. Right, so that's what it's looking like now, and I would say that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna quickly see if I've got any parsley. It's so typical. I had bags and bags of the stuff when I didn't actually need it. And now that I need it, I don't have any. Nah. Coriander is not right with it, so I'm not going to put coriander on it. So I'm just going to put, I mean normally it's just because you want a bit of green on your dishes. This has got green on already because we've got the beans, so it's fine. And to be honest, I'm not a huge parsley fan anyway, so I'm okay with this. This will be fine. And then we just want to kind of nicely place. So how many bits have I got? 8. Maybe I should do them first actually. I want 4. This is too much math for a Tuesday evening. That look about right. And then we'll put 1 in the middle. Isn't that nice? And then I'm just gonna kind of fill in. I feel like this would have been nicer if I'd done it randomly. I think the circle looks a bit weird now. Because I'm gonna take photos. Is that nice or is that a bit weird? Let me see, hold on, I'll try and just do a bit more randomly. You like it? Right, this is our second option. Yeah, that looks a bit random and messy now. Right, which is better? I think the first way was better, wasn't it? What do we reckon? I think first was nicer. Artichoke rat. Oh, that's a bit fancy. Right, hold on. I like the sound of that. That sounds good. This is always a bit that I get stuck on because I feel like I have to make it look pretty, especially if I'm taking photos and stuff. And then I get kind of into it and I go, oh, I could spend far too long playing about with this. Right, there we go. There's a wee sundial. That's quite nice. And then we'll just stick in although it's hard not to just put them in the spacey. I suppose that this way I'll get more artichokes, which is always a good thing. And I've cut more artichokes, so that works. Oh, I've not got my wee lemon in the middle this time. Oh well. Oh well. I think I've played about with it enough now. How does that look? That looks so good. Good. I'm glad. Excuse me. I had to have a quick artichoke. Can you help me? Come on in. Right, I'm going to clear this place a wee bit. I need to clean my hob. My hob is looking horrific. I'll get my other wee board over. So I'm going to take some pictures and then I'll hopefully be able to actually show you everything. I don't know if it'll fit on the camera. And there's the second cat in for a dinner. How will we do this? I would say that looks quite nice. Looks really tasty. Thank you very much, Mary Fisher. So that's everything there. Hopefully you can see it all okay. It's quite, that's a bit, does that help a wee bit with the paella? So we've got, oh, I can sit you on there. Our paella, vegan paella with artichokes and green beans. Our vegan chorizo-ish. Our Padron peppers and a little bit of garlic aioli for the chorizo. I'm going to put you down because I feel like I'm making you all seasick. So we'll pop you back there. Oh, you can see most of it there anyway, that's quite good. The plates sit all very nicely. Thank you very much. These are actually, it was Jamie Oliver plates that we got a long time ago. And they're really good for stuff like this. Swap you over that way. Yeah, I'm going to take a couple of photos. Oh, that looks quite nice. So it does. I think that's always the best part, if you manage to put something together and it actually looks nice. Although I'm gonna buff, you had to, didn't you? You just had to. It's vegan. How are you today, Buff? Yeah, that's some good photos. I'm looking forward to having this now. Well, you're a wee bit late, Buff. We're just finishing, just got off work. Oh, that's good. That's quite late, but that's good. At least you're finished. Have you had dinner? Are you having something nice for your dinner? As you can see, I'm gonna have a Spanish feast for dinner. I'm just quite sad that I didn't think it all through and also get myself some sangria. That was a bit of a rookie error, but I might be able to find some wine or something. You had sea bass. Oh, okay, I'm jealous. I'm quite jealous. That sounds amazing. Was it sea bass? Did you have it at work, or did you make it when you got home? Oh, yum. That does sound very, very good. I think I'm gonna wrap up. It's nothing personal, Buff. Well, made it there. Nice. Pan-seared. Oh, what did you have with it? I love a bit of sea bass. There's just something so nice about fish. No, it was a male comment. That's me. I'm in a huff. I'm off. No, I'm only kidding. No, came on at 4. Had a bit of a, well, I think it all worked out eventually. We did get there eventually, but I am looking forward to eating it all now. And I think the plan for tomorrow is I'm gonna make bean chili, and I'm gonna try and make cornbread for the very first time, because we were having a discussion about that earlier. So apparently it's quite a traditional southern dish, or a traditional southern thing to have with chili. It's probably not gonna be a very traditional one that I make, but I've got my cornmeal in. I'm gonna give it a go. Quite excited to try it. So I'll be doing that from 4 o'clock tomorrow. UK time. So I don't know what that is, wherever anybody else is. But I hope you all enjoyed it today. Thank you very much for being here again. Thank you very much for the follows today. It's much appreciated. I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner because I'm hungry now. I'm going to first check and see. Excited for the next stream. Oh, thank you very much, Girl Who Bakes In. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for your follow. It looks so good. It does look nice, doesn't it? That's always, it's always so rewarding when you finish your dinner and you go, oh, that looks really nice. And you're actually looking forward to eating it. Cooked it with shallots, red and green pepper, garlic, black olives. Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible. I think you should cook for all of us at some point, Buff. I know that's kind of the point of the restaurant, but if you could personally cook for all of us, that would be fantastic. And especially fish dishes like that. Yum. Sounds so good. It sounds so good. Right. Who is on? Is Casey on? Because I don't think I've ever raided him before, so that would be good if he's on. Oh, that's wrong. Who is on? And we can go and share the love with another cooking stream. Who is on? Who is on? Ricer Man, who's that? I don't know of Ricer Man. Right, hold on. How long does it take KC to clean his kitchen? Because he left to go and do that about 2 hours ago. And he's not online yet. A chippy owner. That's cool. Is he one of the ones that he streams in the kitchen? Not in the kitchen, well, in the kitchen of the chippy. English, Scottish. But in a way, yes. I speak English, but from Scotland. Casey takes, but yeah. Oh. Oh, that's kind of me. Look, he seems to be hosting me while I'm trying to find him. That's funny. Right, hold on. Who have we got? So Rice and then you said. Oh, and Purple Coffins is on as well, but she's not cooking. Right, let's see what she's up to. Where's Cosmic? Oh, Purple Coffins is away, that's fine. Right. I'm trying to learn to cook. Oh, nice. Well, I'm streaming, I've just finished, so we're just wrapping up just now, but I'm on again tomorrow at 4 o'clock UK time, and we're going to make bean chilli and cornbread. So if you're about, please do come and join. Okay, so we're between Ricer Man and Cosmic Cat, and I've lost my button again. She's still getting prepped. Let's go over and say hi to Buff. Please stop it. No one needs to know about the mayonnaise. Oh dear. And no, Camrose, you do not need to ask about the mayonnaise. No one needs to know about the mayonnaise. Right, let's go over to Ricer Man because I've not raided him before. I'm just putting him on mute so I can do this. That's really fun. I quite enjoy how he's just chilling and he's chippy. Right, it's happening. I'm going to say cheerio very quickly. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for the follows. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, day, Tuesday, whatever. And hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye!